to spiritual calisthenics. Christ is in our midst. On August 10th, we commemorate St. Laurence, the holy martyr and Archdeacon of Rome, St. Chitus of Athens, Bishop of Rome, St. Hippolytus, the martyr of Rome.
Regarding St. Laurence, the holy martyr and Archdeacon of Rome, this saint, who was born in Spain, was the Archdeacon of the Church of Rome, caring for the sacred vessels of the Church and distributing money to the needy. About the year 257, a harsh persecution was raised up against the Christians by Valerian. Pope Sixtus, who was from Athens, was commanded to worship the idols and refused. Before his martyrdom by beheading, he committed to Laurence all the sacred vessels of the Church. When Laurence was arrested and brought before the prefect, he was questioned concerning the treasures of the Church. He asked for 3 days' time to prepare them. He then proceeded to gather all the poor and the needy, presented them to the prefect, and said, "Behold, the treasures of the Church." The prefect became enraged at this, and gave command that Laurence be racked, then scourged with scorpions, a whip furnished with sharp iron points, then stretched out on a red-hot iron grill. But the courageous athlete of Christ endured without groaning. After he had been burned on one side, he said, "My body is done on one side. Turn me over on the other." And when this had taken place, the martyr said to the tyrants, "My flesh is now well done. You may taste of it." And when he had said this, and had prayed for his slayers in imitation of Christ, he gave up his spirit on August 10th, in the year 258. Your martyr, O Lord, in his courageous contest for you, received as the prize the crowns of incorruption and life from you, our immortal God. For since he possessed your strength, he cast down the tyrant and wholly destroyed the demon's strength as presumption. O Christ God, by his prayers, save our souls, since you are merciful. A flame in your heart, O Laurence, with the fire divine, you burns away the fire of passions utterly. O firm staff of athletes, O you God-bearing martyr, and you in truth, while contesting, did cry with faith, "Nothing shall separate me from the love of Christ."
From St. Paul's letter to the Romans. Brethren, I appeal to you, by the mercies of God, present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. Holy meaning separate, not of worldly things, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that you may prove what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So this transformation of the mind is accentuated in the halos that we see around icon. For by the grace given to me, I bid everyone among you not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but think with sober judgment, each according to the measure of faith which God has assigned him. The Gospel according to St. Matthew. The Lord said, "He who loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me." So in other words, when we put people above God, we are not able to accept God. And when we are not willing to suffer or sacrifice for God, because taking up our cross means to willingly deny ourselves, then we are not able to receive God. He who finds his life will lose it. And he who loses his life for my sake will find it. And we see this within the world as we try to find egalitarian delights in this world, the ephemeral pleasures that are here today, gone tomorrow. They don't leave lasting happiness. But the saints that have sought after God, even though they lose their life, they find eternal life. He who receives you receives me. And he who receives me receives him who sent me. He who receives a prophet because he's a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he who receives a righteous man because he's a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives to one of these little ones even a cup of cold water because he is a disciple, truly I say to you, he shall not lose his reward. So even if we are not the ones in active ministry, if we support those in active ministry, we will receive the same reward as they. And when Jesus had finished instructing his 12 disciples, He went on from there to teach and preach in their cities.
I hope that you've enjoyed today's spiritual calisthenics. Have a blessed and wonderful day.